Hey everyone, Dr. Nelson here. This is a video about something called a vertical line test. Okay, so for the first couple pages, I want you to stay with me. And for this activity, you're going to need a pencil and definitely a highlighter or a marker. Okay, so if you don't have one, please pause the video and go get one, and then come back when you're ready. All right. So what exactly is the vertical line test? All right. So let's go read you what I have over here. The vertical line test is a visual way to determine if a graph is a function or not. Okay, so here's an example of a vertical line. Okay, a vertical line must form a right angle with the x-axis. So let's actually trace over that line. That's a vertical line, just like this. Okay, and let's actually color in the little right angle marker right there. Okay, so vertical means straight up and down. Okay, it makes a nice 90-degree angle with the x-axis or the horizontal line. All right. So knowing that, when you turn the page, so if a vertical line intersects a graph more than one location, then the graph does not represent a function. Okay. So for example, here we have a graph. Okay, that's nonlinear, and the vertical line is the red line. So let's actually trace that. And notice that red line hits the graph only one time. Okay, because it hits the graph only one time, we know that it's a function. All right, but if you turn the page again, let's look at this one. All right, this time we have another nonlinear graph. Okay, but let's trace over that red line with a highlighter, and notice when we do that, it intersects the line twice. All right, anytime the vertical line hits the graph twice or more, you know it's definitely not a function. Okay, because think about it. Right, this point right here is 4 and 2, so let's highlight that. And this point right here is 4 and -2. Now if you go back to your pencil, okay, let's make a little XY table, and let's plot these points. All right, so if we have the point 4 and 2, so X is 4 and Y is 2, and then also 4 and -2. And you know about functions is that each x value can only have one y value, right? So the 4 has a y value of 2, but it also has a y value of -2, okay? And this means it's not a function, all right? So now that you understand a little bit more about the point of the vertical line test, why don't you pause the video, you try the your turn problems, and then when you're done, hit play, and you can see how you did. All right, good luck. Alright, welcome back. Let's see how you do with these practice problems, okay? So here we have three pretty crazy looking functions, right? So the first one, we have a function that looks like the letter W. And again, when I draw a vertical line straight down, no matter how many times I do this, it only touches the graph at one location, right? So that's a sign that this is a function. So this is, yes, a function. Same thing here. Okay, this isn't quite linear, but when I draw lines, it only touches the graph at one point every single time I do that, right? So that's a sign that's also linear, so that's yes. This happy face function, right? Well, it's not a function because when I draw a vertical line, it touches a graph point there, a point there, a point there, and a point there, right? So that is definitely not a function. All right, and then on the other page, you have these. And this one would be a function. This one, you can see the 2 points, right, is not a function. And this one here would also be a function. Yes, it is. All right. And you had a few more. Let's look at the next page. And this one is not a function because I can draw a line right through here. And it's touching all these points. So that's no. And same thing with this one. This is also a no because it's touching a point here as well as here. All right, how'd you do?